Test, test, test.
Test as well.
Yep, I can hear me. Test, test, test.
Test as well. Perfect. I heard both of us. All right. Mute that. Um, it is December. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a slow turnout, but that's all right.
Kind of a weird time of night as well. It's like right
Ye-
in the
Yeah. I know I hate doing it this time, but man, on days like today, it's just I like it when we do it in London. That's my favorite.
London. I think London's the way to go.
Yeah.
But you know,
Well,
there was
next,
some nice. There was some nice. What was it breakouts on GU today?
yeah, we have a
I don't
nice.
know whether you caught that.
No, nope. Didn't even look at the market today at all.
Yeah, nor did I. Well, I have looked at the market, but I was like,
Nice trendy
it's quite
move.
nice because I looked at the market at around about London, and I went, oh yeah, it's retraced a little bit, and it's bouncing quite nicely, and might
Yeah,
be a nice trade there. And I came back and went, oh look, it's done what I thought it was going to do.
nice. Yeah.
G'day guys, g'day Mark Pickles. Is that Pickles
Hello.
that I know, or a new
Hello,
a new
Pat.
Pickles? G'day Pat
Please
and
configure both.
Cobus Fist.
Uh-oh. Sorry, I had an error.
What you up?
Please configure both primary and backup streams correctly. Uh-oh. Well, you guys, are we good? As long as you guys can hear me or whatever, I don't care what that message was.
Yeah, they just can't see us just yet. So
Okay. No, no, yeah. I haven't turned it on yet. I just wanted to get people in and I saw that error. All right, guys. Um, well, I'll just introduce us for anyone that doesn't know us. I'm Jezza. I'm basically like a pure price action trader pretty much. I use a lot of SMC concepts. I try to explain it like simply and logically in my opinion. Um, and this is my partner Lemons, and he kind of keeps us on rails and is really passionate about the uh, the mindset side of things, and um, he has experience training people uh, in other fields. So he's really good, I think, about like relating information and thinking about how to think about things and stuff like that. Um,
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate that.
yeah. I'm gonna throw us up so y'all can see us and my chart, and then I'll introduce and do the disclaimers. Let's go.
Yeah, welcome back, Pickles, man. I'm hoping you're doing better. Like, it's been a long time since I've seen you around on TTF. I'm glad you're back.
Oh, that pickles. Hey, yeah, I haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome back. Um, nice to see you around. I see a bunch of familiar faces. Um, Pat, Algo. Uh, I hope everyone's doing well. This is our last stream of the year. Um, and I'm not thirsty for a trade or anything because I'm starting holiday right now. That being said, I wanted to just do one last session in the market with you guys and chat it out and, say happy holidays to everyone and let you guys do an Ask Me Anything session where you can literally ask whatever you want. And I mean, I'll tell you if I'm uncomfortable answering something. But first of all, this is all for education and entertainment purposes. Always do your own due diligence.
What sort of
Trading.
things do you think they're going to ask you, Jezza?
No, no, I just mean because we're gonna do live trading too. Always do your own due diligence. Trading's ultra high risk activity. You can and will definitely incur losses. So use proper risk management and only risk on strategies you've tested yourself. Thank you guys for
Do
coming.
your own due diligence. Look at
Absolutely,
that.
every time.
Nailed it.
Um, Yeah, I'm just taking a look at the chart right now. We have a bullish move up right here, so I'm just watching it. It's kind of in a pullback phase. We're in this demand zone. We can take a look at that on the 15 minute. We do kind of have a sweep. We have this huge buildup of liquidity right here, all in this area. It looks like a rejection of that, and then it finally sweeps that. So if I'm honest with you guys, it looks like a valid sweep to me. Like I would, if I can see this like flip and close above here, I would call the market potentially going back bullish and continuing this forward trend. If not, if it fails
Hmm.
to do so and continues lower, actually, I'd also be very wary of this, if I'm honest. You got to be very careful because it could pick this up and continue lower. And if it's doing that, we probably are getting to pull back down here, which is with the current price action, because we're creating liquidity right here, I think is more likely on the 4 hour is to come down here than to stop and come up here. But this is a nice strong trend move right here, so it could just be consolidating right here and hold at this demand. I do think if you get in during this demand zone without any confirmation, at war, at best, I mean, you're in for a messy ride up, like at best. So be careful of that because I think it could stall here for a little while at um anyway. That's kind of what I'm looking at in the market. And then NASDAQ, just taking a quick look. I'm just looking at these quickly to give you guys an overall look as I gather my thoughts on these. I haven't looked at the charts at all today. NASDAQ has come up to this very deep supply area. It has swept all of this deep, deep, deep liquidity here on the daily. It is flipping in this direction, picking up the supply to see whether it's going to, because right now this is bearish on this time frame, but if you look at it on the daily, um, it really portrays itself as kind of like a sweep action. But we are at this deep supply. This in and of itself is liquidity, and this is a sign of potential bearish pressure, reversals, whatever you want to call it. And we are building up this liquidity. So NASDAQ could go either way. It's currently technically bullish, but it's at extreme supply zones and areas of liquidity where this trend supply can hold and bring the trend back down. So for long range trades, I would say I'm more bearish, but for short range trades, I can still see plenty of bullish potentials in these areas. And the DAX, kind of the other market, I kind of like market watch sometimes. If you guys want to look at that, I figure I have it up too, since we're mainly looking at the 4 hour today anyway. It's at this deep supply. It did do a like shaped recovery reversal at this deep liquidity. That's like a bullish price action thing. Like it is likely targeting this liquidity right here. So as of right now, it's probably going to react to this supply. I don't know how deep or whatever. I could see it maybe sweeping that or getting caught by this or something. But I do think that after some kind of a pullback at the supply, probably not too deep, maybe a little deep, eventually we could be targeting this liquidity. Just because of this overall sweep right here and flip and all that, like that's a
Yeah,
lot of
there
liquidity
was some
resting.
serious intent after that little
Yeah, yeah.
after that sweep as well.
Yep, yeah, it was very violent and it went straight to supply, went straight to target the supply. So I don't see the supply as stopping that sweep because this supply was holding much less liquidity behind it than this demand did. So just from this price action. Um, and that's kind of how I look at things. When you guys are looking at the market and you're like, I'm confused, is it bullish or bearish? Look at the extreme point, like the start of the bullish move, start of the bearish move. What was holding more money? What held more liquidity? Just by you don't know the actual dollars in these, so you gotta look at the candlesticks, like the actual pressure of the candlesticks. This one took the extreme out. That's a lot. That's a lot of dollars under there, and then flipped it. This did not take the extreme out and flip it. So this had more money with its intention pushing it this way than this did. And it's easier said than done. I know it sounds all simple and everything because I've been doing this for so long, but you'll get there. Just try to think as simply as you can. Like don't overcomplicate it, basically, when you're doing your overall analysis. But before I get any deeper or wind myself up, does anyone have questions or anything? In addition to this, because we're kind of looking at a slow chart movement and kind of chatting it and keeping it simple, I want to do like an Ask Me Anything session, and it doesn't have to be structured. You guys can ask me anytime in the chat, anything you want about trading or anything else, honestly, I don't care. I will tell you if I'm not comfortable with it. But if you guys have any curiosities, I don't think there's a dumb question as long as you want an answer. Um, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's someone out there that'll push that limit, but I don't think you guys will. So, uh,
You gonna
I
while
cannot.
we're waiting, Jezza, you gonna tell me all about your New Year's, how you're gonna get into the best shape of your life?
Okay, so one of my New Year's resolutions is to take my health extremely seriously. I want to live a long life. So, I'm gonna start doing active workouts. I have a workout routine that I'm going to set. It's going to be real simple at first, a lot of house workout stuff. But I have it structured and
Yeah,
set,
tell
and
me.
I'm gonna. So uh, I have my arm and ab day, where I'm gonna do planks and
I
push-ups,
was gonna,
right?
when
So
you said I have my arm, I was like, I'm hoping you got two of those, bro.
no, my arm and my ab day, where I'm gonna do push-ups and planks, and I'm gonna stretch that. I'm gonna do three
Righto.
sets of them a day. I'll decide the sets. I'm gonna do the first day open-ended and see what I can kind of like push myself to, and then I'm gonna set my reps from that kind of like baseline. I'll do this probably way before January actually, because I'm gonna have to set a baseline, and then day
We'll come
two.
back. We'll come back to that real quick, Jezza.
Okay, sorry.
We got a question from Cobus Viz. How is the markets in December? Um,
You
Generally not great to trade, especially on the lower time frames, in my opinion. Hey, Jezza, have you heard of this thing called the Santa run in
yeah,
trading?
I believe
Yeah,
so. If I understand what you're referring to, yes, it's the idea of um people in
euphoria in the
yeah, you
markets.
people investing during the holiday times because the idea is that the market is going to continue that euphoria into the new year because it's a brand new year and everyone is involved in the market. Plus, people have holiday funds. People think about the future more. There's all these different psychological factors where the market will continue. So people have the idea that if they're invested in the market during the holidays, it will continue to be a bullish action. And actually, if I remember correctly, there's stats on it that it does happen significantly more often than it doesn't. Um, it is bullish around the
It
holidays, I
does,
believe,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. In the last few years, there's only like I expected that it would not have happened as much as it did
I
in,
at the
especially the last 5 years.
Yeah, well, if you asked me just a few like last quarter, I would have said that this year. I was like, okay, they're gonna use the Santa run to like liquidate everyone, I feel like. But now that I've been looking at the
Yeah,
market, I don't know if it's ready for the bearish move that I'm really looking for. That's coming. There's like I don't want to scare anyone, but I just feel like, well, I mean, crypto's taken kind of a big pullback, but I just not to be bearish on anyone, and I'm not trying to like scare anyone, whatever your positions are. I just, in the overall macro, I can see a much larger liquidation in the crypto markets, especially, and in the crazy euphoria in the AI markets and the Nasdaq and stuff like that. Not that I'm saying that there isn't potential. I mean, they are definitely cash making also in the, well, Nvidia is. Um, but yeah, yeah, I don't want to get too into it, but I just think that we're in for a pullback, and I thought we were going to get tricked with this year's uh Santa run, but I don't know. I'm not so sure on
Hmm.
that anymore.
No, nor am I, in fact.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, generally, Cobus, my thoughts is I will probably trade up until, well, basically now. Like I'll maybe do the first 2 weeks of December because there's still going to be, some liquidity. But then after that, most people with money will be going on holiday. They go to the ski slopes, they're going to find maybe some sun somewhere. And yeah, there's not going to be that much. I mean, like you say, I mean, trading, algorithms and whatnot will still be going, but there'll be a lot less. Oh, that's you. I was like, I didn't type anything, but yeah, it just said that I did, but it's you. Um, yeah. So yeah, the closer you get to Christmas, um, the less likelihood that you're going to get some decent trades. And then yeah, that kind of continues into the new year. When do you start trading back again, Jezza?
Um, the 6th of January. I was gonna say my answer
Yeah.
was gonna be open. I was gonna have two answers, but you've knocked my other answer out of the park. But I would also say that if you have the time to put into trading during to December and you want to do that and you do testing for December, I don't think you should be afraid to do so. But yeah, December is historically known to be cruddy, but also it's your system and your business, and if that's when you want to take some time to trade, as long as the caveat to that is I don't condone you sacrificing really spending quality time with your family if you guys celebrate and stuff like that to running your personal business when you have the
Mm,
rest of the year to do so. But that being said,
absolutely.
if that isn't the case, I think it's fair to test it at
Yeah.
least, is what I'd say.
Just
But
think, just think of most jobs. Like most jobs, you take Christmas off.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, why would you suddenly start, you know, trading during Christmas
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
whatever holiday that you're celebrating?
Definitely,
You know.
definitely agree.
Also,
Yeah.
Pat, nice one. Like 8,000 kilometers by the end of the year. How close are you to getting that? Oh, you have. You smashed it.
He
Sorry, I
smashed it.
just read
Yeah,
the
he
second
he
part of
he
your
got
message.
it. Yeah.
Nice one.
What you want? What
So, what
was
are you
your?
going for next
I was
year?
about to say, what was your total? Do you know? Do you have your total?
Algo also asked if we can have a look at UF and UC,
Okay. Yes.
USD,
Right above that,
Swiss franc.
someone says, how reliable is SMA? Are you saying like the simple moving average SMA? If you want to answer that, and if that is the answer to that, yes.
Uh, for me, there it most things you can like it really just depends on like most things work to a degree, doesn't it? Like it just when you get a large number of people, like a lot of people are going to be following certain types of SMAs, aren't they? Like so many people in the world will be taking the 50 SMA, the 100 SMA, whatever it is. I think not Jezza, sorry, Jay uses Fibonacci SMAs. So like the 55, I think is one. Um, and it's just like the same thing. Like if it draws to your eye and you can profit from it, then it's going to work for you. But yeah, SMA works just as well as any other kind of moving average. Um, but then again, you can find profitable trading from you know the moon apparently, according to Jay, and from uh, from all sorts of things. Like I used to trade on imaginary gaps back in the day, and I still do to a certain extent. So yeah, I mean
J is the absolute
it's
definitive proof that consistency is the most important piece of trading.
yeah.
Um, I'll answer.
Um,
I'll say why I don't use an SMA. He answered that it is reliable for sure if you test it, and it's like anything else. Of course, you can use it. I don't want to rely on any more data than I need to. I like time and price. That's all I need. I could draw candlesticks. Yes, I can also draw a moving average by calculating the candlesticks, but it's an extra piece of detail that I've never. I mean, if you go back and look at the live streams that we go through, we talk about how liquidity in the market moves, and I haven't needed to add a moving average to like
yeah.
understand the direction the market's going. So it's just more
At
data.
at the end of the day, it's a bit of it's a lagging indicator, isn't it?
Yeah,
So
yeah. I don't like to rely on an
whereas
indicator telling me.
time and price is key.
Yeah, it's the indicator. It's the.
But if you need that, like I do enjoy. I don't use an SMA, but I do like using a VWAP,
Hmm.
an anchored VWAP that I use
I also use indicators
with my
sometimes. Like I want people to know, like you just brought up a VWAP. When I'm looking at the overall market, like for example, okay, I'll use a real life example that I've done. Bitcoin, when I'm like dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin or something like that, I will pull up the monthly or weekly or something like that. I will pull up a VWAP to a significant time or price point and use tools like that. There's nothing wrong even with my style of trading for using an indicator for its purpose if you want to. I just don't use it in my entry models because I don't want to rely on anything other than that data. That's the only reason. It's just a personal preference.
yeah. Like
And then
I think
SDC.
yeah, whatever like I keep saying, whatever works for you. If you think like a smooth moving average works for you, and you can find an edge, like, and that's the most important thing, finding something that works with your edge, or that you can create an edge with that just constantly makes you money.
Mm-hmm.
If you can prove that with a smooth route, a SMA, then why wouldn't you use it? You know,
Yeah, yeah. Um, okay, for the person who asked me, oh, I'll go. Okay, definitely I'm gonna ask you this. Okay. 15-minute up and what's your thoughts? Okay, so I'm gonna ask you a couple questions and you're gonna probably be able to answer these. But first of all, what phase would you call this 4 hour chart on UC? Like, is
you talking
this
to me?
No. Well, I mean, yeah, you can. Well, I want to see if Algo in the chat will answer, and I'll read his answer so that like everyone can hear it too.
Okay, righto.
Oh, and in the meantime, while I'm waiting for him, Jezza, with your strategy, I find difficult to know how to enter the trade. SMA indicator gives me more clarity to take a position. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, definitely use it then. Um, okay. He said 1 sec.
We haven't got
Okay.
unable to get people talking at the moment, like
Oh yeah, that would
how we
be
used to on Zoom.
yeah, that would be kind of cool to be able to do that. But that's okay. Oh yeah, I wonder if there's a way to get that. No, probably
I'm
not.
sure there would be a way. So I
Maybe,
think it
maybe.
would. You'd have to invite them to Ninja, and that's it.
Okay,
Um,
so you see bearish, but in front of big resistance. Okay. y- y- I can definitely see like in the grand macro schemes, definitely bearish. I definitely am not gonna disagree totally with your analysis, but I would say this is a ranging market at this point. We have it tapping back
yeah,
and forth into let me pull up some, let's use some indicators. We have it into this liquidity zone here. I'm gonna be messy with it because I just want you guys to see what I'm talking about. Like all of these zones that the market rejects back and forth in, right? It's ranging between these zones. I can pull this one up above here, maybe even like there, at least most of the touches.
yeah.
Okay, so we have
So
it,
certainly on the 4 hour, it's a
yeah.
very rangy.
So when the market is rangy, and the only reason I wanted to point this out, because the reason why I asked you this and not just started talking about it, Algo, is because I want people to be able to identify when the market is ranging. When the market is ranging, my strategy loses a lot of power. It doesn't become invalid. You can still sweep liquidity, but you have to be careful about what it is you're sweeping and targeting. So when the market is ranging, the most important thing to me is that strong sweeps happen. I don't want to get tricked out. So this right here is something I would want to see. So if the market, I would be looking for bullish action if this maybe got touched or liquidated. Oh, come on. I'm just gonna throw it up here. And then um, for bullish price action, I would probably want to see at least this, at least. Maybe even that, honestly, if I'm real. Actually, yeah, because look, we have these basically touching. So really, I think I would look for that for bearish price action in this ranging market. I know you're missing out on this compressed price action, and what you can do is do the same concept on the 15-minute and get that ranging,
Yeah, you
like,
just have to go down into lower time frames.
yeah. But when it comes to like big sweeping moves on the 15-minute, the way I like to trade, I would really be patient and just wait for this and just be missing out on this small bounces. I'd get the big bounce because eventually it's going to liquidate something here or here, and then it will probably even liquidate like when it does, when it gets an extreme point of liquidation, its intention will play out and it will like likely continue whatever the trend is. And in this case, bearish is more likely, right? We've established it's going bearish. So a really cool scenario would be if it picks up this demand right here and chugs its way up here, looks like it's going to go bullish, liquidates all this stuff, picks up the supply, and then violently goes bearish and shows you that maybe the trend can continue because then it might take that out. Although that's pretty extreme. You also it's forex, so you got to be careful about extremes. Mm, yeah, I could still see it liquidating that honestly. But as you go up the time frames, if it's very violent, so you see how violent this is on the weekly, I would not assume that's going to get liquidated. Like if like hypothetically if you had that kind of thing, but it's all compressed in here and there's plenty more to like I could see it tagging right under that and filling a little more of this before it, you know. So you got to keep that in mind too. I mean that's the weekly, so don't
Yeah,
trip about it. But I just when you're looking at something like this, if you were going to target it, you have to understand what it is you're targeting. That's the only reason I did that. Um, but yeah,
yeah.
I could totally see.
Out
Go ahead.
out of the two, would you like? I know which one is my favorite to look at right now for when you're comparing the two. How would you see the other one? Like I think this one maybe. Like, did you ask to see this one as a comparison to see that UC is like a nicer one to look at right now, Algo?
Why is it wearing the 15-minute
Bring up
chart on these
AC.
bucks? Oh, okay, okay.
UC, sorry.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Gotcha, gotcha.
Oh wait, nice. 1 second. UC bearish in front of a big resistance. So I'm looking for shorts. Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
did
that's
I
on
analyze
UC.
the wrong one? I analyzed the wrong one anyway, because he did you.
No, no,
Oh,
he asked
oh,
for both.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
He asked for
I was
both.
saying I did UC as in I was doing this one though, which is what UF or something.
USD CAD.
Yeah, and yeah, he said UC first, so I was analyzing the wrong market. But my bad. It's okay. I'm gonna do the analysis of both. Yeah, yeah. He's doing both. He
And
said my idea is that we're on the
while we
15.
speak about it, Algo, just can you just let us know why you were looking at a UF? What sort of time frame you're looking at? Oh, did you already answer that?
He
Oh,
did
you're looking at
say.
yeah, they're looking at he's looking at 15 minutes,
Yeah, he
so
said my idea is that 15-minute we're on a nice box and that might break on the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and take what I was looking at here and see. So is this the box you're talking about in the 15-minute? It's at this area and you're saying it might break on the bottom. So when we have price action like this, the market is bearish and bearish and bearish and extremely bearish, and it tags. Well, actually, it doesn't even have to tag anything. Tagging something has nothing to do with this. But the market reverses, right? It breaks and makes a new high. You can look at why it did that. So you have to look. Why did it break that high? What did it liquidate? It liquidated this.
mhm.
Come on. Don't be a punk. Okay. Now, as a trader, is this liquidation enough to continue a trend? Well, let's measure the pullback. Let's take it from the bottom of this to the top of it. What do you guys see? Look at how perfectly those line up. That is a bullish sign to me. Now, it's an early bullish sign. I'm calling it early on this because, yes, it literally is bearish, and I do understand where you're coming from with the bearish break. But the reason why me as a trader and the way I look at liquidity and stuff am afraid to agree with you and call that bearish is just because of the fact that it already did a liquidation. Now, I have rules though. When it comes to trade entries, when this is 4 hour price action. All that's way huge for 15 minutes. So I like to see a strong liquidation before continuation. But the funny thing is it kind of has strong liquidity resting right under here. It doesn't need to liquidate this. It's got all this resting liquidity. So for me, the strong liquidation that I'd be looking for a bullish entry is just this. If it liquidates this and goes bullish, I would argue that we're bullish on that, but I'm waiting for that condition. So because of that, you could be right. It could be going bearish and not liquidate and flip. It could just keep going bearish, and therefore your call is still correct. I'm making an early call. I'm just letting you know I would be looking for this to get liquidated and go bullish right now, just because
Yeah.
of
The
this lining up of the and even though it's ranging and we talked about the ranging, it's at the bottom of the range and it's breaking highs inside the range, right? It's making new higher highs and higher lows and did not yet make a higher high, but it also did not make a lower low. So there's just a lot of bullish confluence temporarily on a 15-minute for me to say that we're gonna go bearish or to
so
like.
Algo does say that he is looking at longs on UF.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. And then let's
Yeah.
look at UC because I analyzed the wrong one first, but it's okay because we're doing them both. So UC is kind of in a bullish like environment right now, but it did violently break bearish, which broke the. This is internal structure to me. To me, swing structure. Let me look at this. Or nope. Well, yeah. No, I'm gonna call this on. This is my swing low area. That's messy. UC is messy to me on a 4 hour. No, looking at the overall on the 4 hour, I'd be looking at it like this. So this is the trend. So this is my swing low. Just want to make sure I'm getting this right. I had to do my normal zoom. So this is my swing low. I have to map this out because this is a market I don't trade at all. So I'm so sorry. But let me map out the structure because it's a little different. Here's my swing high. So swing low, swing high. So this was the internal low. So it's internally bearish. I've talked about this before in lives for anyone that has been part of it. I'm not gonna ask. I'm just gonna save some time. When the market flips internally bearish, what is it likely doing? Pulling back to through the internal structure to catch the near swing low area. So this is where you got to measure this from the bottom of the trend to the top of the trend. Where are we at? And then let's look for liquidity. We're in the golden zone. Great, perfect. But we're in the golden zone.
There's some nice looking liquidity down
Yep,
there.
we're in the golden zone hitting this demand right here. So an impatient trader might go, okay, let's pick up this demand. But right underneath this demand is an incredible amount of liquidity just resting there. So me personally, I would just patiently wait for this little dotted line to get tagged by even a pip, and then see what the market does on the
Yep.
15-minute. Because
Yep.
uh, so that means because of that means we have room for bearish activity, right? Whatever your bearish targets. For me, I'd be looking for maybe like coming up and picking some of the supply, liquidating maybe here or something like that, and then going bearish, or maybe even liquidating this, coming up here, something like that. Before I join this, because it's way too late in the trend. You had an opportunity over here. Um, but yeah, you have plenty of bearish room in my opinion because I do think it's going to fight here, but yeah, I can see it targeting that. But then just like the last one, measuring the pullback, this is right in that primo zone underneath all this liquidity, and it's with trend right now because we're bullish. That's bullish, and then internally bearish, but we're pulling back near that swing low area. So I would call this for 15-minute a little bearish. It's kind of dangerous bearish territory, but a little bearish, especially because we haven't like flipped
Yeah.
at all
I'd
yet.
call it a wait and see kind of thing
Yeah,
for me.
yep. It's wait and see. I would be looking for that primo bullish move on this one too. So we have two markets that I'm looking at, like a liquidity for bullish. This one doesn't really have primo bullishness because I don't know what's going to happen at this supply. But this looks like, if you're correct and the trend continues, it could come up and start targeting the next supply zone. So it could, I mean, because of that, you could probably realistically target supply areas if you get a chunky move. I don't want to endorse that because I don't know. I have to see what the market's doing on the 15-minute when it happens. But just saying, this is the kind of area that in like GU I would be looking to flip and continue the trend a little bit and like target the next 4 hour zone. I don't oftentimes like if you get on the 15-minute, I very rarely will target like the 4 hour zone. But if it's primo enough, and this I don't want to talk this one up too much because I don't want to get anyone caught out holding a trade too long. But this area is kind of that area for me because it's the swing low. It has all this resting liquidity, this violent price action right here that all this demand is in. Like the story is telling me that the market could come down here and carry the trend. So I don't want to talk it up too much because I don't want to get anyone's account hurt or trusting me. I'm wrong sometimes, but that's just what I'm looking at on this on UC, which I never trade. I'm just looking at this right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully that
Have a look at DXY as well.
okay.
Just so you've got a, because I think you'll find it interesting there, and it might help
All
influence.
right, so let's take a look at this, guys. Okay, so here we have a swing low to a swing high. Let's take a look at this, right? It's at this golden zone. What is right here? What's resting right in this golden zone? Right here. There's resting liquidity. There is demand right below it. And then one more, a chain reaction. This in and of itself and that and that. But I'm just saying, like, boom. Like we have this demand area that violently pushed the market up. It came and held all this liquidity, and it's at that golden zone. And what'll happen if the story is correct, same as those two, it could liquidate that and continue and target that. And look, if USD, this is the dollar index. So if the USD liquidates and goes bullish, then USD compared to CAD would be following that, right? And USD compared to Swiss franc would be following that. You guys, like, everyone feels me on this. I mean, I know that's why he brought it up, but I hope you guys all understand. Um, there's a lot of bullish confidence, but I really get scared publicly talking up like the direction of the market because I don't want you guys to make a decision that goes against your system, like if you're going bearish, or for new traders to go, okay, you know, Jez said it's bullish, so let's just,
And we already did the disclaimer. It's all
yeah.
good.
I know. I just want an extra disclaimer because I feel bad because I'm really confident in a bullish, like, analysis. So I don't want you guys to,
Catchy Tune says that's a Head and Shoulders. Uh,
I don't. Okay,
Where
I don't
where are we
trade
looking
chart
here for the
patterns.
head
I
and
do see a
shoulders?
double top. I don't think it's made the second shoulder yet. It could be like a double-headed head and shoulders
Yeah,
if
you've
it
got to
comes.
have some serious kyphosis with that head and shoulders.
Yeah, this is more like a double top.
Like
And
Quasimodo took a trip on the DXY right there.
yeah, yeah, definitely. He's got that's great. That's awesome. Yeah, we have our head and humpback and shoulders.
Yeah,
No, I do understand what you're saying. You see this shoulder, right? And then you see the market come up, and then I'm guessing you think that's the second shoulder. One, I don't take trade chart patterns like that, so take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt. But to my understanding, the shoulders have to be pretty symmetrical, and oftentimes even it'll be like a tricky, like not liquidation because there's always the head, but you know what I mean. It'll oftentimes go
yeah.
farther in the next shoulder, and there's one head. Like it's so what's happening in the market for head and shoulders for anyone who doesn't know is let me grab my path tool. Wait, what the heck? Uh, the market is euphoric and going up, and people are buying. But all of the investors that have started the move, because Head and Shoulders happens at the top of a trend, they're exiting their positions. They need to exit. So everyone that's euphoric and buying is being exited on, which means there's not that many people left, right, to buy anymore. Because if all of the biggest money that can move the market is exiting the market now, it can only go up so high. So real um, what is it? Retail investors are the ones that are like getting sold to, and they push the market. They're all in, right? So euphoric retail investors will all jump in the market, but they don't have as much money as the big investors. So they push the market up one more time. But now that the big investors are out of the market, when people start selling and getting scared, either exiting their break-even positions or making a little profit, or the people that were at the top start exiting, or whatever, there's just a bunch of sells, and it's all retail sellers because the big investors have already started selling on everyone. They're done. And that brings the market down faster and faster. And then one more push happens because people are like, oh, it's restored. Like now we'll get in and get that pump up. But again, big money's out. So retail investors push the market up, right? But now there's no big money anymore. They're selling out. And the market completely does the capitulation the other way. And
Yeah.
that's the point of Head and Shoulders. It's
I
one
do I
last
do
push
like
by
a good
retail.
head and shoulders pattern,
I
but
can,
only a specific kind, which is
yeah,
that kind of market structure shift pattern,
yeah, yeah.
um, where you get that kind of
This to me,
what is it?
what do you guys think is above here?
Yeah.
I'm a market maker. So what the person who said it was Head and Shoulders, what's above here in on your MT4? If you're taking a trade, what order is a sell? Let's say you take a sell up here in this area. What is often up here if you're in a sell position? Or if you're waiting for a breakout, I guess, and you want to get in that position. But really I just want to talk about like the point of the liquidation. Well, anyway, I'll just
Oh, it does
answer.
look like we're
Stop.
sitting next to each other right now, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I did that on purpose and then paid no
Like,
attention to
look this
say
way.
it.
Hey, buddy. How you doing?
Um. Oh yeah. Anyway, sorry. Back to my point. Uh, there's a bunch of stop
Sorry, I'm
losses in
derailing
here.
you this
No, no, no.
evening.
It doesn't matter. This is fine. This is a mess
It's ten.
around one
It's ten.
anyway.
It's 20 to 11 here.
It is 2 a.m. here, so I don't care either. There's a bunch of stop losses up here. So I'm a market maker and I'm going, okay, I see all of these stop losses, which means I know I can get sells in the market. So if I need to fill buy, so I have a bunch of buyers. It's a bullish trend. This is bullish. This is clearly a bullish trend. I need to offload all of those buys at some point in the market. So in order to get that easily without slipping the market, the best way to do it is to do it when there's a whole bunch of sells. Well, there's a whole bunch of sells right here. I know I'm the market maker. So I will fill the orders that are bullish eventually at some point, we're low here, so we want a liquidation this way. The principle that I'm about to explain works just like this. That's what's happening down here too. But I'm the market maker, so eventually I want to fill my orders and let the market continue bullish so that I can offload all of those bullish orders to the liquidity provider right here where all those sells are triggered. So it's a target for me. I want this to get hit eventually. So I will not, without any malicious action, I will just allow orders to be filled in the market that will allow it to rise to that level so that I can offload those orders. It's just an intelligent thing to do, right? And that's just how I look at the
You
market. So to me, that
really
double top um, is a great bearish price action for a short range move. Like if you're a bearish price action trader, look at that. The distance from the top of that to like the next zone down was a lot. So you can trade off of them, but to me, I look at them as targets. They're not my system. And I would also see Head
Yeah.
and Shoulders that way. It would be the start of the trend reversing, and now I'm just trying to join that trend reversal. I'm not really, I'm not focused on the Head and Shoulders itself. Just I would see that as a trend reversal, as the price
Yeah.
action alone, if that
Well,
makes.
there'd probably be a Head and Shoulders going the other direction. The Head and Shoulders going the other direction looks a
Oh,
bit
right
more
here, right
like a
here.
stereotypical Head and
Yeah,
Shoulders. Yeah.
that one. Yeah.
Also, there's a question here. Is that called? And in this situation, I wouldn't call that a strong high, but he's just saying, is that called a strong high in SMC? In relation to the DXY, I would call the low a strong low and the high a weak high.
Hmm.
What's your opinion on that, Jezza?
Well, I would be talking about it in reference to trends. So this is the low, and this is the current high. And the reason why this is the low is because it has broken that high. Now, that makes this the strong low. Why is it the strong low? Well, this low hasn't been broken, has it? But it did break the previous high, right? It has closed
Yeah,
barely above that previous high. So that makes this a strong low and this a weak high. Why do we call it a weak high? Well, if this low is strong, we're referencing the fact that it's
yeah.
likely to hold. And
The whole
if it's
point is
likely to
that trend is
hold,
your friend.
yep, if it's likely to hold, then eventually the trend will go higher, which means it'll go above this high, meaning this high, even though it's higher, is weak. And that's why we call them strong and weak highs. I know that was an over explanation, but
Yeah.
it was asked in a way that you didn't understand them at all. So I
No,
want
that
to
was a
make sure.
perfect explanation, I reckon.
Cool. Any other questions? Because I'm going to go back real quick to GU because it's the main market I watch just to see. I don't think it was even anywhere interesting, if I remember correctly, but I'm just gonna take a quick look at it. Honestly, whoever who was the algo that brought up UC, UC is at the most interesting position in the market for me right now. I would like for anyone that trades this
Hmm.
market, I would just have an alert set like right under the first point of liquidity just to
Yeah.
see what the market's
It's
doing.
I would. It's a very interesting place, but it's definitely a wait to see
Yeah, yeah,
because there's some like it's not even a double bottom; it's a triple bottom there, right there with that all that liquidity right
yep,
there.
yep, yep, yeah. I want, yeah, I what I really let me go back to it real quick. What I really want people to understand, this is Forex. So there's money. So what I expect in real life to happen is it not like a 5 minute chart where it's going to tag under this and then when one candlestick flip under. I could see a big um what do they call it? A exhaustion bar where you get a big old bar that gets deep into maybe one of these zones and but it'll be a stop, it'll stop and then have a rejection bar or something like that. I can't tell you what the exact bar is going to look like. It's going to be different every time, but the concept behind it is the price will go down with momentum to liquidate the stuff and then be stopped somewhere where buys happen and it will not revisit. It will violently come away and maybe it'll fill that wick, but it will not get under that low. And that is a good sign when that violent rejection happens after a drop, that it could be starting. That's the first warning sign that okay, now we're going bullish. Um, and it would look something like so. Let me actually show an example that's ever happened. Um, where's the last point the market did some liquidity? Okay, let me take a look at this. No, because I can't see what it liquidated. I want to look at something that I can tell what it liquidated.
Just yeah, around there.
Okay, well, here's one. Okay, under underneath this area. Well, I mean, it didn't go that far, but it's okay. It's just 1 point. It's not triple bottom. It's just one bottom. But it violently went down to it, and under it didn't just stop under it, right? It finished a whole bar, but then there was a stop at some point. There was enough buy orders that it rejected. Where was it? Dang it! Oh, right. This one's too small. I wish I picked a bigger
No
example.
worries,
But it
Algo.
rejected,
Thanks for stopping by, man.
and it
These
never.
are recorded, so you can always come back.
Oh yeah, later, man. Um, it never revisited that low, right? And that's an example of it. It looks violent, like it might scare new traders. And this is how I trade. And Lemons actually trades somewhere too. We trade when the market is coming to us, right? We're not market order traders. I think both of us have deployed market orders, but um, we wait for the market to fall to us. So I like this kind of thing. It's falling to you, and then I'm looking for that stop, right? I like the flip, like I want it to reject and flip, and then I get in on that flip. But um, that's the first sign is that stop. So let me see if I can find one more just quick example, just violent price action. Um, okay, here. The market is, uh, we have all this liquidity right here, and the market. This is a kind of a terrible example because it's in a messy area, but it violently comes under it, right? It's one big old bar that looks like, oh my gosh, we're going bearish, this is it. But then it rejects it, and the market at that rejection point never revisits it, right? And that is this a sign. Okay, I don't want to beat this horse, but just think about that when you're looking for it. And the more lows there are, the more, that triple bottom right there, the more momentum it can cause. It can boom, 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 trigger, because that's all those stops together, basically. And I was trying to like find another actual like triple bottom example, but of course when you're looking for it, you can't find it kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know whether you're going to get too many of those with
Yeah,
UC, to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah, that's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm gonna go back to you real quick. You guys get the concept. I'm pretty sure I try to make it as clear as possible. Does anyone have any like non-specific trading or strategy related questions?
Have a look in November on GU.
November, do you November what? What do we got?
November of this year.
Okay, I'll just go bar replay.
Somewhat of a better than 4 hour.
Like right here, this, or
Oh, I'm
that's a
looking at the old.
oh like as it played out in November.
Yeah, as it played out in
Okay, okay, all
November.
right. Let's take a look. Oh, here's like here it's happening right here. Look, we have this strong liquidity.
Yes, there.
Boom,
Sorry,
boom,
yep.
boom. Yep.
That's it.
Look. And I actually we've talked about this in previous lives actually because it took so long for this to happen. We're waiting for this liquidity to get taken out. Um, but look, when it comes down to this liquidity, look at this. Boom, 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 boom. It hits that liquidity, but it's got momentum in all of those orders. It doesn't stop. It does get a little messy here, but we get violence, like boom. And then watch. When it hits the point, it gets to a point where it stops and it never revisits that area. I mean, right here, this current price action, the reversal. But anyway, uh, that right there, do you see how it came down with violence momentum? And then if you look right here, after it did that and rejected it and didn't come back and revisit it, it never yet came back and revisited it, and now it's breaking highs, right? So let me mark the liquidity so we can actually take a look at this
Yep.
live. I want you guys to kind of see. I'm going to try to do it perfect because we're going to analyze this.
Algo, I do UJ in Asia, also the Japanese indice, the Nikkei, but I also do GU. And Jezza mainly does GU, but I think you have been looking a little bit into the NAS as well, haven't you?
Yep, Nas. And I've noticed, and the Nikkei a little bit, and I've noticed
Oh,
that
and
it
the Nikkei
follows,
as well.
yeah, and it follows a lot of the same liquidity rules that the Nas does when I'm looking at it. So I really like it. It's going to be, I might trade it
I love
during
me the
Asian
Nikkei.
session. Yeah, I might trade it more than Nas during Asian session. Um, so right under this liquidity point,
I always loved the Nikkei because the broker that I started my a small personal fund with, I was able to like trade really like small amounts to start off with on the Nikkei,
yeah,
whereas it's like one of the few indices you can do that with.
yeah, yeah. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yes, and I've noticed like, oh, that was what I was gonna. I mean, I wasn't gonna say it, but it reminded me. I had a struggle. For anyone who doesn't know, I do all my risk calculator calculations in my head. I trade mobily on my phone, and I do all the
Yeah,
risk
you're
calculations in
crazy.
my head. Yeah, I don't recommend it. I would never recommend it. Even being good at math, I don't recommend it because there have been two times I blew funded accounts by risking the wrong amount by forgetting to calculate contract size, right? And Bitcoin, I did 2 units instead of zero point 0.2 units at one point, and I had a loss, and it was 10% instead of 1%, and I blew a funded account immediately. That was live. It was a live funded account. That was with my Forks funds, and it was a fun fact. It was a $200,000 account too, and it just boom, off one stupid calculation. And then another time recently was the Nikkei. I calculated it wrong the other way, hit a winning trade, was all excited to check on my trade, and it was 8 cents or something like that, or 18 cents or something. And I was like, oh man, darn it. I did the position size with NASDAQ, which is 100 units, but the Nikkei had 10 units, and I did the calc wrong. So it was, yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff I struggle with because I do trade live and it causes me funny problems. In the Nikkei, you have to calculate into USD. So that means you have to convert what it is in yen and then convert that to USD in your head when you're me. And so what I did is I learned an average. I was like, okay, if I risk 1.5 units on the 15-minute charts with a 100-point stop loss, I'll lose $100. Therefore, I'll just calculate from that point, whatever my stop loss is and how much I want to risk. That's
Yeah.
like I created a baseline,
Yeah.
on
I
average.
just use the TTF risk
Yeah,
calculator.
yeah, yeah. I know. Like everyone's like, what the heck right now? I'm weird, but it's because I'm a very on-the-go person. I work a lot of jobs. Not
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah. I
yeah,
get you.
and yeah, I got kids, and
Uh,
I'm good at math. Luckily, like I'm good at math, so I can do it. But
I mean, I'm good at maths too, but
yeah, yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. No, even like I said, even being good at math though, you can see it just takes a mistake. And
oh,
oh,
like when you're switching, because gold as well. Like I've been looking at gold just not recently, but this year as well. Um, and just like switching between forex, gold, Nikkei. It's just like, do you know what? Just use a calculator.
yeah, yeah, I agree.
Victor asks,
So,
what brokers do you recommend to trade indices? I don't recommend personally. I don't recommend any because
bro,
I assume you wouldn't be living in Australia, Victor. If you do, then I would I can recommend maybe one or two, but
I
um
actually don't trade indices through my personal brokers anyway. All my industry trading is done through prop or like investing in indexes sometimes. But
yeah.
yeah, I don't trade it
In
through
in
broker.
Australia, all the regulated brokers are all have to be 30 to 1. I don't know
Same.
whether you get that over.
Yep. In the
It's the
US it's the
same.
same.
Okay.
Yep, yep, yep. 30 to 1. My
Okay.
Oenda account is 30 to 1. I don't but and you're not allowed to trade indexes in the US on it. You because it's a CFD and CFDs are
Oh
illegal.
yeah, of
So I
course,
have
of
to
course,
trade
of
Forex.
course.
Yep. So
Yep, yep.
I literally only have access in the US to indices through unregulated and prop, and that's it. And I don't
Yeah.
have an unregulated broker. I'm not saying it's bad to put your money. For a long time I had it in what is it? Osprey, which is an unregulated broker. I mean, if they want a good business, they'll hold your money and stuff. But nowadays, I don't. I don't put my money in unregulated brokerages. Just prop as my unregulated stuff. Just because I have big goals, family and stuff like that, and I'm not telling anyone not to do it. I just am super conservative and safe now that I have what I want in my life, kind of thing.
Oh,
Protect
so
the
you
egg.
live in the US, you want to trade indices. You can't do that though, can you? Jezza?
You are no,
I mean,
you
with
can.
unregulated.
Yeah, you can through prop firms and futures prop. You can trade indices. You can't. I can't. No, I don't think there's any broker. I'm pretty sure it's illegal to trade CFD, and there's no broker that runs it any other way. I don't think for their brokerage.
Right.
So yeah, no, I can't think of a way that you can technically regulated trade indices in the U.S. You can trade them though. Like I said, I just listed a few options, but not through a regulated broker. No, it's illegal.
Oh, I didn't notice that you got gold up just now.
Yeah, as you're talking about, I was gonna say. So I've been looking at gold from both a fundamental standpoint, like everything that's going on in the world, and price action. And I was gonna give like a jokey price projection, but like where I so this is where I'm going to put on the standard the deviations from the what's it called this where are they the negative
Yeah,
ones?
let me get it up as well.
Okay, so if you guys look right at the 5500 area is the negative 168. Well, let me get up the negative 15 or even just the negative 1. There we go. But yeah, between the negative 1 and 168. So right at an extension basically. I was gonna say 5500, but I've been looking at gold and at first I thought from like a fundamental level and price action, I was like, it's gonna hit the 4,000 mark, like liquidate a lot of people, and like things are gonna get a little less euphoric. The world's gonna get a little more normal, and people are gonna be a little less afraid of high risk assets. But things last longer than I expect. Um, so the market pulled back. It did a pullback and everything in this area, came down to here, and then continued the bullish trend. At that point, I was looking at like this through the extension and combining with what I'm seeing in the world and how I think that we have plenty of room to liquidate. And I am price projecting that gold is at least going to hit the 5,500 range. I think we're going to get extensions of the fib, and I only threw up the fib
I like that
to
analysis, Jezza.
line. I only threw the fib up before to like use a price action piece or whatever to line up with my already kind of like fundamental look at it. But it does line up pretty nicely with the negative 1. So, yeah, I just think I just think it's yeah, we liquidated the golden zone and everything. It just enough price action confluence lines up and enough fundamental lines up that I think, but again, not financial advice or anything, but I think we could be hitting above 5,500 and in the near future, like 2026-ish. Maybe not even that far into it. We'll see. It's been pretty violent, man. This is awesome. Like anyone that did invest in gold. So I had gold spot.
I went to a Christmas party not too long ago, and people were telling me how silly I was to be investing in gold. Because everyone was going to be, it's taken a huge dump just
Yeah,
recently, and
yeah,
all this, that, and the other, and I was
yeah,
like, okay, yeah, we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah. Exactly. Man, I'm still frustrated with all my friends like that I like closer friends I worked with that I kept saying like I can talk about this now, right? Because like it's already happened. But like invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana right now. Like just do it. I was like just straight financial advice to my friends, like not financial advice, financial advice. Like please, like it's never gonna get any lower than this. Like it was Bitcoin had just
Yeah,
hit 21,000 was like fluctuating in the area, and I was like, guys, don't miss this opportunity. I swear, like just trust me on this. And everyone's like, no, look, everyone lost all their money. Like no, I'm scared. I'm scared of that. And I'm like, no, that's the point. Is like everyone lost their money already. Now, please buy it. Just buy it. Buy it. I told them,
hmm
and now looking at them now, I'm just like, guys, you could have. And they all play like prize picks and stuff like that. And I'm like, you could have just threw that money in Bitcoin, just Bitcoin alone, and
Oh
you would have.
no,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
It drives me nuts. Oh gosh.
it's fine.
But yeah, you
They like
can't.
to gamble. They like to
Yep.
gamble.
They like to gamble. Yeah.
That's the way.
I wish they would have gambled on
Pat,
crypto at
gold
that time.
was a love-hate relationship. I finally cut ties with it. Yeah, I mean,
I can't.
trading with
Yeah,
gold,
I can't trade it.
uh, compared to like investing in gold, I suppose is kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Although, like I say, I did tell you like how often the first two 4-hour candles,
Yeah.
uh, there's a 20% chance that the first two 4-hour candles of the week is the
Yeah.
high and the low of the week. Did I tell you that?
Yes, you did, and I was looking at that day, and it was pretty. It looked accurate by eye. Um.
Yeah. So if you can find a better than 5 R trade,
Plus,
you know, then you're doing all right.
I mean, in my opinion, the similar principles apply. We have demand zone, right? At the bottom of this little internal leg. Well, this one, it has no real liquidity above it, so it being the liquidity, we mark it. And what happens after it liquidates it? So we get a liquidation of that zone. And what are you looking
Yeah.
for the way I look at the market? That area to get closed above, it happened right here. Where's the area that caused that? Right here. Let me mark that for everyone's eyes to see. Does the market ever liquidate that area after it closed above that? Nope, it continues bullish. So the principles apply on this market as well. I have a messy relationship with gold also, and so I don't trade it. But yeah,
I think most people just try and dive too low in the time frames for gold.
yeah, gold can be okay. Do you guys see this right here and this and even actually this and even this? Let's take a look at that on what it would look like on a 5-minute chart. That is what you are trying to trade. Let's take a look at that.
That's some messy
Yeah,
stuff right
I
there.
that is not my favorite market. I understand the catch of gold because it's like always moving all week long almost. Does it? Gold doesn't move on the
Hmm.
weekends. It's closed on the weekends, or does it also move on the weekends? I know it
No,
moves.
it's closed on the weekends.
Okay, okay. So it doesn't. It's not like crypto where it's open on the weekends, but I get it.
No.
Gold is it's available all the time. Every brokerage has gold. Everyone talks about gold. I understand the desire to trade it, but for me, gold is like a dollar cost average in thing or out. Dollar cost average in or out on the face of the market. And I'm not saying don't trade gold, but I just yeah, it can get messy because it's a fundamental asset, which means at periods of time where the market is at peaks and valleys, a bunch of people are going, I need to sell all my gold or I need to buy gold now. Like for a bunch of fundamental reasons, it's way more than just small assets. Like no offense to crypto, it hasn't really established stuff, but like crypto assets or like um a low cap stock or something like that. Gold is like the go-to finite resource of the world right now. For it used to be what backed like the dollars of all the world before debt started doing it, but um it's a finite resource and it has fundamental value. So that's why it's so messy because at different times people either agree or disagree. The overall trend works like every
See
other
you later,
market,
Algo.
but oh yeah, later anyone. We're running past time anyway. Does anyone have any final other questions before we call it? I better let Lemon sleep and me.
You need to sleep, right? It's later. Like you're almost a day behind me.
Yeah, I don't know what sleep is, guys. I don't
Whole
do sleep.
day.
I don't do sleep. But we'll call it. And happy holidays, everyone. I hope you guys have a really good
You're
2026, and I
gonna
hope
you were gonna
2025
tell
is
me
good.
you're gonna finish off telling me about your fitness
Oh
regime
yeah, yeah.
because
So
then
yeah, I have it. I literally have
I
it
get to
planned out.
memorize it and hold you to it.
Yes, yeah. I was gonna say I have it planned out so I can actually type it up to you. But day one is
Catchy tune. The white
arm.
candles are just the downwards candles. The bit no, the bullish candles. The white candles, aren't they?
They're not really white, but yes. So here, I will I like I guess I like talking about my chart, so I'll say it again. I like a neutral color, so that's why I chose the blues. The light oh, if you're talking about these white candles, hold on, I'll explain them in a second. The light blue candles remind me of air, so they're floating up like air, and the dark blue candles are like water, dense like water, so they're pulling the market down like water. And the white
I never knew
candles
that. I like it.
oh, cool. Yeah, yeah. That's why I have it. I wanted blue, but I wanted two different blues, and I when I landed on what blues I was gonna choose, it was that. I was like, I want it to look like air and water, so I know it's going up or down. The white candles are what's called inside bar. What it means is that the bottom of the candle and the top of the candle did not outreach the previous candle on both sides. I don't use them as much anymore, if I'm real honest with you guys, but I have them on there still because they are zones. They're zones. They're areas where the market like was stopped and fought and moved. So I see them as zones. Not all of them, not each one in between. They're marked all over. I look at them near like extremes and where the market has flipped and stuff like that. Like here, the market flipped, so that's a zone. Liquidates that zone. I look at them like that. Um, but that's why the white ones are there. It's that's an indicator. It's just specifically the white one. It's by I forgot. I'm sorry. You could just look up IBSV2 on TradingView. And you can change the color of them. But anyway, yeah, that's why I like it. Air and water. Anyway, any other questions, guys? I think we'll call it good. Oh, I gotta finish the fitness thing.
Yep.
Day two is going to be leg and chest workouts. So it's going to be things like squats and I have a bar here with. Well, what happened? Oh, I minimized the thing. It made it go away. Um, I have a little, not like a bench type thing with like a bunch of little workouts, the barbell and stuff like that. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
be doing that
Yep,
and
yep.
legs on day 2, and then uh day 3 is going to be back to abs, arms, and cardio. Day 3 is going to be my cardio because that's Wednesday. Yeah. So I got my arms and abs are going to be the same day, and then I'm going to do chest and legs and let the arms and abs heal. Then on day 3, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do it
Yeah.
with cardio. And then day 4 is going to be a
Can
rest
I
day.
ask? Can I ask what chest exercises that you're going to be doing that aren't going to be using your arms?
Well, n none of them, but day 4 is a rest day to make up for that because I'm not going to be focused on like my arms as much because I don't need. I'm
Okay.
not trying to get like super stocky. I just want to be nice and tone all the way through. So my
Yeah.
chest exercise day is going to be much lighter than my arm exercise day because I just want my arms to be nice and, toned out. My chest just needs, I'm already not, I don't, weigh a ton or anything like that. So my chest doesn't need that much work with the arms.
Unless
So,
you're like, unless you're doing chest flies and things like that, quite a lot of your arm exercises will be like I can like also. Sorry, I'm
no,
a
go ahead.
personal trainer, so
Give
yeah,
me,
yeah, your
give me,
arms like if you're doing biceps and tricep stuff the first day,
mm-hmm.
um, your arms are going to be tired by the time you do chest and stuff the next day. So I I would recommend if you can doing a more of a pull push kind of day. So
Okay,
like
I got you.
doing
Okay, okay.
exercises that so if you're doing chest press, you're doing a push exercise, so therefore you'd work your triceps as well. And then another day you do kind of a pull type exercise. So like you if you got pull up bar, you can do pull ups or rows and things like that. And then they're kind of working different muscles. And then you can do stuff like that. Because I think if you just do arms, your arms are going to be a bit tired, and they'll already be pre-exhausted for when you do your chest the next day.
Okay, I got you. Okay, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and you
Cool.
won't be able to go as hard on the chest.
Okay, so
Anyway,
I
we'll
got you.
talk about
Yeah,
this.
yeah, yeah, yeah. This is gonna be fun. All right, but I'm gonna get a little brolic by the end of the year. I'm going for it.
You're gonna be a little bro, did you say?
A little brolic, like beefy. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna be a
Oh,
little bit.
beefcake.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a little bit thicker everywhere by the end of the year for sure. I'm going for it.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
that's
like
gonna.
it. All right,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, guys.
Well, you got to make sure you're eating well as well.
Yes, definitely. Oh man, lots of meat. I have meat for days. I did a lot of Christmas meat ordering and I stocked it in the freezer. So protein's good. Um, also, I feel like I gotta cut it on the rice. I'm a big rice eater, but I'm gonna probably cool it on the rice because it's a lot of carbs all the
If
time.
you're wanting to bulk up, rice is your friend, man.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but I mean, well, I guess it doesn't affect me, so I'm tripping for no reason. But I eat a lot of rice. But yeah,
Yeah.
I can't
How
wait.
old are
I
you
can't wait
again,
to get
Jezza?
into it. I'll catch you guys like first maybe second week of January. I'll be back in the market and everything probably around the 6th. I don't know when we'll get back for
Yeah.
streams. And Lemons, I don't know. He'll be back
Pretty early on.
around. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
But
I got 10 days off, and then I'll be back in sort of same sort of time.
tight. Okay. And when we get back to it, hopefully, if everything works out, I'll be almost permanently London session streams. So it'll be like London opening. We can do live trading, whatever we're gonna do then. Um, and yeah, okay. You guys have good holidays, whatever holiday you celebrate. I hope it's a good one. Enjoy this time with your family. Take this time to really reflect on your year and the goals that you want and the actions you have to take to get to those goals, the actions that you have taken toward your goals. Give yourself a pat on the back. Love yourself,
Yeah.
your time, your family, and just have a good time,
Gratitude,
everyone.
man.
Yes,
It's all
definitely.
about gratitude.
100%.
All right, guys. Have a wonderful holiday festive season, Christmas or whatever it is that you celebrate, and we'll see you in the new year.
Happy New Year and happy holidays.